DP MP Yorida Tabaku has declared the draft law before the Economics Commission as one that does not close down gambling, but instead seeks to nationalise control of the industry and increase informality. Kosovo Prime Minister Haradinaj declared during a visit to Shkodër today that the Kosovo Special Forces will shift to become the Kosovo Army thanks to the support of allies while the state is consolidating. Tirana will break the record set a year ago by planting 150,000 trees this year, with Mayor Veliaj announcing the goal as he planted a tree dedicated to his newborn son, Kayani. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 24th of October 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. Democratic Party MP Yorida Tabaku says the government's decision to nationalise gambling does not aim at anything other than concentrating them in one hand to be commanded by the government. The Vice Chair of the Economy Commission says changes in the law will also increase informality. Yorida Tabaku accuses the Prime Minister of having given a non-public tender to his brother's business partner for the monitoring system. But what is the attitude of the Democratic Party for gambling? The opposition did not attend the assembly, while the Democrat Party MP says the Prime Minister is unreliable, declaring that he promises to close gambling. However, just 6 weeks ago, he favoured the industry by lowering their taxes. The Socialist Movement for Integration accuses Prime Minister Edi Rama of allowing gambling entities to commit tax evasion. Pedro Vasili attests that the SMI sought closure of gambling points since 2016 and that back then it was Rama who refused the proposal. Now, 2 years later, the former allies of the government will not vote in favour of this draft at Thursday's plenary session. All the votes of the Socialist Movement for Integration MPs would be for support at that time. I even stated that if anybody did not support them with a unified group decision, they would be excluded from the group. This was a political decision that has nothing to do with tomorrow. We have a conditional relationship with the Parliament, said Pedro Vasili. The SMI accuses that gambling has cost the state budget about €1 billion in 5 years. Official data states revenue is €140 million. The Prime Minister has revealed that it is, in fact, 5 times bigger. €1 billion constitutes the biggest tax evasion in the history of this country, added Vasili. 4 members of the Central Election Commission will be in a rotating debate among the political parties. To the media, Pedro Vasili implied that he would not send a new name under the argument that the Socialist Party is blocking the electoral reform. Haradinaj owed a visit to Shkodër because at the time of his imprisonment in January 2017, he was proclaimed honour of the district. The missed visit was made up today on October 24th, where he started bowing down to the bust of Commander Isa Bolletini, accompanied by his host, Mayor Voltana Ademi. Expressing pleasure for this visit and the constant care that Shkodër has shown to the Kosovar people, when speaking to the media, the Prime Minister of Kosovo stated that the transformation of the Kosovo Special Forces into an official army is taking place. He confirmed that the move has received the support of allies and other partners. I give thanks to Shkodër for their care in all stages of the war. In that time, we had a Kosovo Liberation Army. The people of Kosovo have found warmth here in Shkodër, and the care shown has been extraordinary. We are continuing the road to consolidating Kosovo's state. The transformation of Kosovo's security forces into an army mandate is happening with respect to allies and other partners, said Haradinaj. Asked about Dačić's statements that there will be no army for as long as Resolution 1244 was in place, Haradinaj replied, "Shkodër is a beautiful city and we are in a good location. We are well advised to ascertain the goals of Isa Bolletini." Then he walked to the Mayor's office, where a meeting was held with the respective staff for a few minutes, focusing on bilateral cooperation. The visit was closed at the Marubi Photography Museum, where along the way there, in the pedestrian area of the city, he spared some time for greetings and pictures with the citizens. The impressions he took from the museum's photographs were strong, as there is a large part of the history of the Albanian nation documented alongside the rest of the region. The Albanian government has launched procedures for discourse on the use of virtual coins. Just a few days ago, the head of the government confirmed the initiative, which has already been implemented in a number of states. Meanwhile, experts acknowledge that Albania has also become part of the crypto market, with many people and businesses involved in this financial market. Adrian Civici states that it is necessary to create a monitoring system and demands the risks be assessed. We are exploring the possibility of creating a legal framework for cryptocurrencies. These are really quite shocking innovations and an attractive point for financial markets. We are in the process of evaluating and working on draft regulatory framework. If the results will be satisfactory, we will promote the reception of investors who will get involved in this giant innovation, declared Edi Rama. In this way, it seems that Prime Minister Edi Rama has announced the launch of a legal framework in preparation for the use of the virtual currency. Although the initiative is seen with interest so far, the Bank of Albania has only warned about the risks that come from them. But is the use of cryptocurrencies in this country known? Ardian Civici says there are many citizens and businesses that have started using Bitcoin. The use of virtual currency has been allowed in some countries and their profit is even taxed. That's why Civici adds that Albania must also become part of this development. Civici admits that using cryptocurrencies carries a number of dangers. There are a set of virtual currencies already being exchanged in the online market, but what has found the widest terrain is Bitcoin. International experts have repeatedly expressed criticism over the use of these currencies in the black market. Mayor of Tirana, Veliaj, kicked off this year's planting campaign by planting a tree dedicated to his newborn son, Kayani. I planted the first tree this year for my son, so whoever plants a tree for his baby, son or daughter, gives a contribution to the city, to the environment, and to the causes in which he believes. If you are looking to remember something beautiful, planting a tree is the best way. In this city, thanks to cooperation and solidarity, we have learned that when people come together, they can perform miracles, said Veliaj. Launching the tree planting campaign also coincided with the United Nations Day. United Nations representatives in Tirana joined Mayor Veliaj for planting trees at the Lake Park as a way to accomplish its mission of a sustainable environment in a sustainable city. The Mayor of Tirana was assisted in this action by the United Nations Development Programme Coordinator in Tirana, Brian J. Williamson. Veliaj said that the objective of Tirana's municipality for this year is not only to break the record set last season of planting, but to succeed in planting 150,000 trees. Today we have planted the first of 150,000 trees for this year's campaign. I believe we will break the record set last year, which was about 126 to 127,000 trees. It's a fantastic day to get started with colleagues from United Nations agencies in Tirana to celebrate it in a concrete way. Today we celebrate not with seminars, not conferences, not speeches, but giving the city a contribution that essentially speaks thousands of words about the United Nations mission. I look forward to the citizens responding to us by planting trees this year, especially around residential buildings here at the lake, as we are doing today, or in any other territory to be determined by the municipality of Tirana, added Veliaj. Wishing well for the United Nations Day, Mayor Veliaj thanked the representatives of the UNDP in our country that became part of this new wave of greening up Tirana. Greetings to all on United Nations Day. As a country and city that has taken the goal of sustainable development very seriously, and as a city who hosts the headquarters of United Nations agencies for Albania, I am very happy today to celebrate this day with the UN missions, told Veliaj. UNDP coordinator in Tirana, Brian J. Williams, expressed his gratitude that the municipality of Tirana decided to launch this action on the UN Day, while praising the Tirana's municipality environmental care. The United Nations family is very proud that the mayor and the city of Tirana chose to launch their campaign today. It is the United Nations Day, and we seriously think that this tree effort is a contribution to the global need of environmental care. So this event today on United Nations Day once again shows that Tirana's leadership is demonstrating their will not only in Tirana but in fact across Albania. We are very proud and happy to celebrate our birthday with Mr. Veliaj, the municipality of Tirana, the Agency of Parks and Recreation, and many others who show such wonderful leadership here in Albania, stated Brian J. Williams in his speech. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.